Yo, I want to, 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 what you gonna do? I want to, what you gonna do? I want to, I want to. Let me get a sound check. Let me see. Waiting on somebody to check in. Check in with your boy, Suicide Squad. See if Notification Gang doing their job. Yo, 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 yo. My number one troll. I see you in the house. We're gonna do a motivational Cummins talk. We're gonna do a All right, cool, fabulous trucker. Thank you. Where you been at? Where you been at? Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's open that up. Let's let the sunshine in. Let's let the sun shine all the way in. Let's do that before we get started. Get some air in this piece. Open that up. Let's uh let's open that all the way up. Before we get started, Cummins trash. Yeah, all right, bro. You know why you here. You know what time it is. So this is just another day in the life. I'm gonna give y'all a little flyby with Law, the trucker, Cummins talk. More of a motivational talk, but we're gonna do a Cummins talk. I'm gonna let y'all take a stroll with me up to the car wash. We'll go get the truck washed off, get the company truck washed off, and the Ram, you know. But I want to come on here real quick and tap in with y'all. Just show y'all another day in the life, the law. And I know y'all saying like, damn, why is you riding around with all that damn jewelry on to wash your car? Cause I can. Cause I can, you know. Cause all on the frames. Cause I can. Cause I can, man. I mean, it's just motivation talk. You're gonna take a ride around Detroit 60. You probably ain't got a Detroit 60 in your car. You got that what's that other Detroit engine, that whack ass engine? I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name of the Detroit engine because they all whack. So, it's Cummins. Cummins a die, baby. You know how we rocking. Come on now. Cummins to the death of us. But yo, check it out. So let me get into the subject, all right? Let me make sure I'm straight. Um, yeah, so let me get into the subject as I'm riding down my neighborhood, through my neighborhood. Hey, white lady, walking her dogs. Got this cat over here teaching his two little girls how to. Oh, that's a chick. Teaching his babies how to, teaching her babies how to ride training wheels on the bike. Lovely day in the neighborhood. We just living life. Um, the conversation today is being in a position to enjoy your life and being in a position to understand money isn't everything, but you have to make money to put yourself in a position where you're ultimately happy. And I'm gonna break that down because that's tough. The way I said it, I ain't like the way I said it. I ain't really practice or rehearse, but y'all gonna get the gist of what I'm saying when it's all said and done. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm a rapper. I am a rapper. I just don't rap no more. I'm a retired rapper. I have plenty of studio shit that I used to do. I used to run my own studio, so I don't think I'm a rapper. I got old footage of me on the stage. I was rapping ever since I was 14, 15, opening up for Lil Kim and Twista and shit like that. So I don't think I'm a rapper. I'm a retired rapper. All this jewelry and shit, this ain't new to me. This chain right here, that's what I break this down to y'all. This chain right here is older than all my kids. My oldest son, 15. So this chain got to be about, the chain is probably like 20 years old. This piece, this Jesus piece, I've had it for about at least 16, 17 years. My son, 15. So about 16, 17 years. Um, yeah. I ain't dropping no bar, Sherelle. Relax. Relax. Dominique, what's up? I see you checking in. Um, but I am here to talk about the motivational factor of I'm definitely not rich, Dominique. I'm definitely here to talk about the motivational factor of money isn't everything, but you do need to make money to kind of have your everything. And by what I mean by your everything is your mental health, your happiness. That all banks on you at an at an early stage in your life. You should be grinding, hustling to buy all this bullshit. Cause let's just be honest. I'm gonna break it down to y'all for sure. Shit like this is bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Now, given the opportunity, if I could do it all over again, how would I play it? Probably the same. Cause I had some good times looking good in my jewelry and shit over the years. You know, I'm 20 years plus into this jewelry shit. This joint right here is actually about as old as the chain. I bought this joint when I was working in the mall. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I saved my checks, put them together, and got this nice little diamond baguette piece a long time ago when I was 20 years old. So I always had a grind. I always worked for mine, and I always wanted, you know, more out of life instead of just being a basic hood nigga. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just smoking weed all the time and just, you know, hanging around. And I learned early, at an early age, how to value shit, how to take care of shit. So I got shit like this that I've had for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So at the age of 20, 21, when I joined the military, before I joined the military, I already had a understanding of the grind. I joined the military, one, to better my life and not to go out here and rob, steal, and kill and be an old murderous ass nigga, because I was definitely on some gangster shit. I was contemplating, my mom was all fucked up. I was contemplating robbing niggas, and you know, drugs just wasn't my avenue. I didn't like it. It was kind of horrible. I didn't like the people. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like dealing with drug dealers, and I didn't like dealing with drug addicts. It was something about the drug dealers that made me sick, that made me want to, like, I'm gonna be honest, out of all the drug dealers I met, maybe 80% of them niggas, I just wanted to shoot and kill their ass. I just wanted to rob them and beat their ass or fuck them up. Like, I don't like drug dealers. I don't like their persona most of the time. I don't like their work habits. I don't like their idea of, like, the way that they method of saving, they method of hustling, they method of doing everything and hustling backwards just to start over from the square. I didn't like drug dealers. 80% of them. There are a few that I did like that had a good mental that didn't work backwards. But for the most part, most of the drug dealers I met, like I say, like 80% of them, 70% of them, I hated them niggas. And then the drug addicts, we all know, dealing with motherfuckers that's addicted to drugs, we really don't have nothing in common. Because you letting a drug dictate your every move in life. You can't wake up or do nothing without getting high. You can't do this without getting high. You'll rather, instead of supporting your son's football game or school shit, you'll rather get high. So we definitely had nothing in common. And I just, you know, at the mental stability that they was at, it just was irritating to have to deal with them people. So that was my thing. Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna let you out. Jesus Christ. I like my car wash. This motherfucker be busy, but I love my car wash because of like certain things that it has, certain items and shit. So, but yeah, I'm gonna come over here by the vacuums and park so I can finish chopping it up with y'all. But yeah, that's why. So the drug thing. So I was contemplating into getting into robbing, which carries more difficult, like legal standpoint, like legally, because I ain't never been no dumb nigga. So I was smart enough to think about it, like, okay, legally, from a legal aspect, what can of worms is that gonna open up robbing niggas? And I ain't really care about the trauma because I was going through the trauma shit already. Hold on, I hate. It's one thing I don't like about this truck. I ain't gonna lie. I don't like about this truck is the park assist sometimes. Like I see the fucking garbage can, bro. I'm not gonna hit it. It'll slam on the brakes, but you know, instead of letting you control it. Like, what if I wanted to bump the garbage can just a little bit to get as close as I want to? The truck won't let you do that. It'll stop. It'll slam the fucking brakes before you can even hit anything. I don't like that shit. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I don't. I really, most of the time I don't, because I don't really be running around here hitting shit. So, so most of the time I don't like it because sometimes I do want to get as close as possible to shit, and the truck assist don't allow you. But anyway, um, so back to it. So the drug dealing shit was never really I wasn't a fan of it because I ain't like the people. You know what I mean? I ain't like the work. I ain't like the work atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't a good look. Damn seat back. Um, I ain't like the drug atmosphere. I didn't like the people, the workspace. So I contemplated robbing around the age of like 20, 21. And I start thinking, what would be the legal ramifications if I stepped into from this side of the streets to that side of the street? Now, mind you, I did all of this contemplating and dealt with this type of shit all while working a job. Like I never stopped working. I never stopped not having a job because I knew at a young age that if you ever want to make it in life, if you want to succeed in life, at some point the process is to blend in and be a normal nigga and like do the regular 9 to 5 shit, right? So at a young age, I knew like sometimes it don't pay to stand out like I am now with all this jewelry and shit, but I worked hard. I'm 41 years old. Even as a young nigga, when I stood out, I always made sure though I kept my ducks in a row so that so I could afford this lifestyle, so I can afford to be lavish or whatever the case may be when I'm not working. So it's always been a proper balance for me of work and play, which most of it was work. So back to the illegal shit. So while I was working the job, I was thinking in my head, do I want to step outside of the drug shit? Because I hate the people. I hate the work atmosphere. I don't like it. Um, do I want to rob niggas? And what's the legal ramifications? Well, let's say I rob a Taco Bell, which is something I planned on doing right before I went to the military. I'm like, yeah, the money ain't shit. Okay. You're gonna be brandishing a weapon, because that's the only way motherfuckers gonna give you the money willingly. Especially where I'm from in the Midwest. Like niggas don't respect shit, but don't respect anything. Yo, my radio went out, so let me know if y'all can still hear the audio. Let me know if everything still sounds clear. Let me get a sound check. Let me get a sound check. I want to make sure I'm not talking to myself. And I'm gonna get into this robbery shit. Let me get a sound check. I'm gonna pause until I get a sound check. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Let me get a sound check. I want to. I want to. Turn the Bluetooth off. It's still trying to connect to the truck. Let me get a sound check. How the sound? How I sound? Come on, I got 5 or 6 people in here. Yo, my shit cut out for a second. And my back, I don't know. I turned the truck off and it was plugged into my car radio. This car radio is so fucking sensitive, bro. Like it's a big ass like Tesla screen or whatever. And let me show y'all. Matter of fact, this thing's sensitive as hell though. Like I turned the truck off so the screen turned off. And my bad for giving y'all up close and personal on my nose hairs and shit. But yo, so I turned the truck off and the whole screen shut down. You know what I'm saying? So when the screen shut down, it's plugged into it's working off the Android Auto. So once I did that, um, it turned everything off. So I apologize. Does my sound good? Is everything good? Let me know. Let me know if anybody's still in here. My bad. I shouldn't have turned the truck off. I should have just burned the gas for the podcast and kept the shit rolling so it would have been smooth. I apologize. That's my fault. That's my fault. Let me know if I'm back and if I'm sounding good and everything good. It's still showing that I've been live for 17 minutes. I don't know if I cut out or what happened. I'm gonna see it on the replay just like everybody else that watches on the replay and check it out and see what actually happened when I turned the radio off. I shouldn't have did that though. I probably shouldn't have had it connected to the radio, period. And Buso, what's good? Can you hear me? Is everything sounding good? Let me know if everything's sounding good before I finish so I can get into the robbery story. Well, not story, but robbery scenario. The robbing nigga scenario. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, cool. So we back just fine. All right, sorry about that. Like I say, for all y'all, I was explaining to y'all what happened. I don't know if y'all can hear it. I know y'all can hear me just fine now. I got it hooked up to the Android Auto, and when I turned the truck off, because I parked here at the car wash, it turned everything off. The radio turned off, and it kind of kicked me out of the stream yard. So, but yeah, we back. So, like I said, the drug life wasn't for me. I didn't like the work environment. I didn't like the people. I didn't like the employees. I didn't like the supervisors. Because everything you got to think of everything like that. You selling drugs. Hey, I ain't got no money. I'm broke, baby. I ain't getting no money. But look, so you got to think of everything like that. Like if you selling drugs or you robbing niggas or everything, you got to think of everything on the corporate level. Okay, the environment, the benefits, the benefits package, the employees, the supervisors. You know, Niggas always want to say they their own boss, but you always gonna work for somebody. Somebody gonna have their hand holding your fucking pocket. Like in jail, you know how motherfucker has somebody holding their pocket. That's they bitch. You know what I'm saying? You always gonna have a bitch, somebody holding your pocket, making sure you ain't going too far. You know what I'm saying? They tagging along. Um, y'all going hard in the what you call it? The iPhone is garbage. I don't really like iPhone. But anyway, so moving right along. What's the benefits package and everything when it comes to robbing niggas? Well, this is what I thought about. I'm like, all right, if I start robbing, which I was gonna rob people and establishments, right? And I'm thinking it out, and I'm like, I'm at to brandish a weapon, all right? That's gonna be an instant 5 years on any sentence, whether you have a good lawyer or not. That's gonna be an instant 5 years putting a gun to somebody, whether you shoot the motherfucker or whatever. You looking at best 5 years time served on doing anything where you got to brandish a weapon and tell somebody, "Give me your money," right? And that's if everything goes smooth. You didn't rob, you didn't shoot nobody. You just laid a motherfucker around. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got smacked with the gun. They just saw the gun, gave you the money willingly, and you got up out of here just for the gun part. That's 5 years. Now, depending on the money, that shit could be anywhere from a year to whatever, 20 years, depending on how much money. When you hit these banks, they give you like 20 years because of the amount of money that's involved. They don't give a fuck about the people. Now, a lot of other shit go into ties with it because they do care about the people when people get hurt, but they just put that cap ass shit on it to make you seem like a wholehearted, a cold-hearted criminal. So, and I'm gonna hurry up and wrap this shit up because the Bears game coming on. Um, but yeah, so I'm like, all right, boom, that's that. Now, if there's any type of trauma involved, like you go to the Taco Bell, you say, all right, bitch, give me the money. You know what time it is. Don't do no stupid shit or I'm airing this bitch out, right? Every now and then you're gonna get a stupid motherfucker that's gonna do some stupid shit, and you gotta air the motherfucker out. You gotta shoot in the air, or you gotta leg shot their ass to let them know I ain't playing. I got fucking 1 minute and 30 seconds. I got 90 seconds to be in this bitch, and I need to be up the road in 90 seconds. That's waving the gun, giving your demands, getting the money, getting being in the car, and wheels rolling. You need to be doing that shit within 90 seconds, just so that you could do everything timely. Because depending on where you at from the police station, what type of police station, their response time is usually like 2 to 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? From the time they get a phone call. So you want to have at least a minute and a half to 2 to 3 minutes to be in the wind, so that you can be in a safe location. You moving, you change clothes. You coming out your shirt that you did. Maybe switching the car, or you in a vicinity. If the car is in a vicinity where you know um, the car is in a vicinity where you could drive a regular speed limit and you're not really worrying about being spotted. You out of that city limits where they putting the APB out to that city and surrounding cities. You know what I'm saying? Surrounding suburbs or whatever the case may be, surrounding towns in that county. So you want to get the fuck out of that county altogether for when they pull out for when they put the bolo out looking for your ass. Now, I'm like, this shit take too much risk, whereas the drug shit wasn't that much of a risk. Either you get caught with the crack or you don't. You get a good lawyer on your first offense. If you get caught with some drugs, you probably do a year at the most. They slap you on the wrist, sit you down, whatever. You take the money that you hustle, get you a decent lawyer so you can get the shit knocked down to a year, 6 months served with with everything, with good with the good behavior, right? So there ain't no risk with that. But with the brandishing a weapon, the years start adding up between brandishing a weapon, causing trauma, you leg shot somebody or whatever. Now you done added another like 10 years because you assaulted somebody with a deadly weapon. That shit gonna carry like 10 years by itself. Just brandishing a motherfucker and demanding something's gonna carry like 5 years. And depending on what you got away with, it's gonna carry anywhere from 1 to I don't know, 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? If you get away with a big stash, they're gonna try to throw the book at your ass. You know what I'm saying? But if you get away with a couple hundred, then it's petty shit. You know what I'm saying? You a petty motherfucker, and you petty for doing it anyway. So I'm like, nah, let me go try another road. And I went to the army. The army was cool, taught me the life skills that I need to do, that I needed to learn, as far as being humble and shutting my fucking mouth and just listening. Pay attention to what everybody else is doing so I don't make the same mistakes. Watch it the first time, pay attention real good, so that when it's your turn to step up and do it, you do it right. Unlike me, the StreamYard cutting off in the middle of me having this Cummins talk with y'all. Okay. And I know this is Cummins talking, how's that relating to trucking? Because the Cummins talk is strictly for the trucking shit. The trucking atmosphere, all my truck drivers. Give me a second. Um, what's up with these fuel prices? Hey, they astronomical, ain't they? Now listen, you asking me what does all this brandishing a weapon, robbery, drug dealing talk have to do with trucking and military? I'm gonna get to it. Just follow it. You know what I'm saying? Just pay attention, follow along. Now, like I said, originally the subject is money ain't everything, but you need money to get to your everything. And your everything is your mental health, mental stability. Okay? That's the subject at hand. I know I'm taking a lot of twists and turns, but you gotta follow me. You gotta follow me. You gotta turn your ADD shit off and you gotta follow me. All right. You make a good point. Money is up. That's why fuel is up. That's why equipment is up. You're hiding a motherfucker. You ain't lying. I saw some shit they've been getting in the $4 range. I'm like, $4? What the fuck? So anyway, we got a lot of twists and turns, but I'm gonna get you there. All right. So you robbing niggas, whatever the case may be, blah blah blah. I decided that's too much time to carry for such little money when I was making more money selling drugs, but I don't like the work environment. I didn't like the work environment. But I quickly decided I'm not gonna rob people because of the amount of money involved. It's not worth the benefit package is not uh, does not weigh out more than the risk that it takes to, be successful at, conducting robberies and stealing and shit. Like it carries too much time and too much risk and shit. So, and it's not worth it. I'm not gonna be a millionaire or even 100,000 from robbing people. So, but I'm gonna do time as if I'm a Ponzi scheme motherfucker that's getting away with 100,000. You know what I'm saying? $100,000 in revenue. So I say, you know what? That's out. Let's try this military thing. Like I said, the military taught me to shut my motherfucking mouth, pay attention, see what everybody else is doing shit wrong, so that I could do it right. Okay. Um, it's a good point. People that talk about money don't have money. You're absolutely right. That's why we are. That's true, but not true. So, um, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try this military shit. It worked out fine. It gave me a set of skills that I didn't have before going to the military. So I was able to apply that to real life. And when I got out of the army, and when I was in the army, I was hustling and doing shit, selling shirts, selling drugs, selling whatever, Still, hustling weed. Not, I wouldn't call myself a drug dealer, but I get like a couple ounces of weed and sell it to a couple motherfuckers hand down just to turn a profit. I wasn't even smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Usually I would only hustle weed back prior to the military. I would only hustle weed just to sell enough to smoke for free. So I put aside like if I went and got a quarter pound, I would set aside. I would take the 4 ounces. I would set aside a whole ounce, sell it 3 ounces, maybe make a small profit and smoke a whole ounce to myself. You know what I'm saying? And hurry and do that over and over again. Quarter pound by the quarter pound by the quarter pound. So, when I got in the army, I wasn't even smoking no more. When I was in the army, I wasn't smoking no more. I stopped smoking by the time I started selling. I was smoking in the army a little bit, but not really, not enough to really even, call myself a smoker. It was just on some, social smoking, party here and there, every 6 months or whatever. I get a pack in the mail. We smoke a couple blunts or whatever, me and my homies, and say, yeah, that was, we did it, whatever. Have a good time, add to the party environment because we would party on the weekends. We played hard. I mean, we worked hard and we played even harder when I was in the army. So we came out of the field, after spending 30 days in the field or whatever. That weekend when we came out, we, blow a check and smoke weed and just turn up and enjoy our lives. Or whatever. So by the time I started selling weed though, when I was in the army, I wasn't even smoking no more. So I was just doing it just to buy just to have little walk around money in my pocket because I'm a hustler. At the same time as making a check. Okay. When I got out of the military, I tried to find a job. I ain't gonna say I tried to find a job. I came out, right? I had a brand new truck. I had a brand new Tahoe. I had a what year was the Cadillac? A '93. Damn, it's been so long since I had that car. That was my baby too. I want to say it was a '93 Lagdeville, '94 candy red. The truck was like a burgundy red color too. So they was about the same color, but the Lag candy red kind of hit different. So it was a better paint job than the Chevy Tahoe paint job I had. But the Tahoe paint job was dope. It was a brand new truck. So they was kind of like the same color, like in that red burgundy family. So when I got out of the army, I had those two cars. I had a little bit of money saved up. I had all this jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I was hustling, doing my thing, not doing too much when I'm get caught and be, doing, it's a such thing as doing too much. I wasn't doing too much. And I wasn't doing too much. I always had a boundary on overdoing shit. Like when you're doing too much is when you're trying to get rich off something that you ain't even supposed to be doing. You're supposed to just get in. If it's something that you ain't supposed to be doing, that you can't openly say, I'm doing this, then stop trying to get rich off that shit. Just make your little twos and fuse here and there, make a few plays, and get the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? But niggas don't learn that till it's too late. But I already had that in my mind. I'm gonna try to get rich and make most of my money off the shit. I don't have no problem telling people about, like me being in the army, me being an air traffic controller, me working at the fucking cable company at Comcast, me driving trucks, cutting hair, you know, shit that's legal. And I don't have a problem with telling people this is what I'm doing. Come fuck with me, right? So you can't really brag about robbing niggas and selling drugs and doing illegal shit and cracking cards and scamming and doing all type of fraud shit. Because if you do that, you just pretty much stupid. You know, you're telling on yourself. But anyway, I digress. So I got out of the army, and I'm like, with all the game that I got, I still had all of this. I'm spoiled. You know what I mean? At this point, I got a good life. I don't have to sell drugs, but I got that mentality in me. Like, why not? Why not pick up the extra cash? So I'm still, you know, making plays here and there, taking a product basically and flipping it for more money. That's all it's about. It ain't so much about calling myself a drug dealer. It's really about me calling myself an entrepreneur. Stay with me. And I had the cars, the clothes, the jewelry. I had plenty of clothes. You know what I'm saying? I had everything. I was spoiled. Had a little money saved up. I could have just, and I did. I went to the cable company, started working for Comcast when I got out of the army, waiting on the FAA to pick me up. FAA, Federal Aviation Administration. I was overqualified, had an Army CTO, Control Tower Operator card, which, you know, qualifies me to control traffic in any control tower in America, federally, a federal card. One day I'll show it to you. I got it at the house. I forgot it. If I was at the house in the studio, I'll show it to you. But I'm not. I'm out right now at the car wash. So all while I'm waiting on the FAA to hit me up, you know what I'm saying, to be an air traffic controller federally, which that's what I was doing in the Army, control tower operator, air traffic controller. I did tactical too, but before I got out, I was a control tower operator, you know, regular environment. While I was waiting on that, I was working for Comcast and selling drugs. Now, some would say, why would you even fuck with that when you got a good opportunity? You're absolutely right. But me being smart, I knew not to do it, overdo it. You know what I'm saying? I make a couple plays, pay the rent, or pay off a few bills. I ain't trying to get rich off the shit, and I ain't trying to base my whole lifestyle on selling drugs. I'm gonna still keep a job. I'm gonna still make it look like, you know, me driving around in the car. I got my military background. I work at Comcast. I got all this jewelry on. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna show people that I'm getting all this shit legally, which I am. Everything that I was riding around in cars, clothes, all that, I was able to get legally. But the drug money was to just like buy the kids something to eat, buy my girls something nice, you know what I'm saying? Just treat myself to a good time and not spend my own money. Not spend the money that I worked hard for. So I'm doing that or whatever the case may be in the process. This is how crazy life works. In the process, my cousin, I think he got bumped in September. Okay. I was at his house. We was both trapped. I ain't even gonna put his name out there because I don't know how much of his business he on the street. But if he in here, check in with me because he know the story. He gonna know it's him. Check in with me. Let me know if you want me to say your name and kind of get into better detail. Man, his crib. I'm trapping all night, trapping all day, trapping all night. I spent like 2-3 days there. Right. I think I spent like 2-3 days. Um, I apologize if the service bad. I'm sorry. AT&T is their fault. I can't, you know. But listen. So I'm trapping at his house for 2 or 3 days. I go home, go sleep in my own bed where I don't sell drugs. I wake up to a bunch of phone calls. They kicked in my cousin's door, locked him up, took him to jail or whatever. I had just left hours. This was within hours of me leaving. I had just left, kicked in his door, took him to jail. He ended up having to fight a drug charge and all of that, you know, what have you. And that was like in September. In October, I got hired by the FAA as an air traffic controller at Los Angeles Center in Palmdale, right? They gave me my official offer. I actually still got that offer somewhere. I just saw it the other day. Damn, I should have had all this shit together, but I'm just freestyling and going off the top of the head about how uh, I was I'm just going off the head or whatever. I'm sorry, I read the comment. Say I was tripping out in the house with the voice on the window. Yeah, you definitely was. We all been there. We all been trapping out the house with the board on the windows, but that's some hot shit. Like, and as a young age, I was already smart enough to know like you can't stick around for that shit because they gonna crack it, and when they crack it, you don't want to be there. So anyway, the incident happened in September. I got hired in October. Had I stayed 12 more hours in that house and tried to overtrap and overdo it, I would have got locked up too. Bye bye FAA. Bye bye air traffic control career, which I'm no longer doing anyway. Bye bye all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Kiss my air traffic control. All them years I put in at the time, it was like 5 years of experience getting the FAA, all them tests I took, getting the FAA control tower operator card, all that shit. Kiss it goodbye. I did it for nothing. Now I got a fucking drug felony. I can't get a job. Not in the federal sector. So that was one time where I wouldn't say I got lucky. It was just a mentality of me getting the fuck out of there and not overdoing it. Not spending a lot of nights in a trap and trying to get rich off of drugs. Right. And me getting back to my family, getting back to my girl who had recently just had my son. My son's 15 at the time. He was like 1. I was probably training the nigga. He was like 1 or 2 at the time. I remember because I knew exactly where I was living and everything. I know how old he was and all of that. So he was like 1 or 2. He was potty trained. He was potty training him at the time. So like, let me get back home and do my father responsibilities and all that shit. Um, but yeah, everything you got to look at it from a benefits package. Like, what does it have to offer? What type of job and what type of risk and what type of reward? Money ain't everything. That's another situation. Well, money ain't everything, but you need money to get to your everything, which is your mental stability. Now, if I would have thought money is everything, I would have sat there and trap, got my ass locked up. But I already had that understanding at a young age. Money is not everything. And this is all prior to the army. I got out of the army with everything that I knew, all the skills that I had, all the money I had, all the, cars, all that shit. Everything that I had, I still wanted more because, while I'm young, I'm like, well, I can hustle. I'm gonna hustle as much as I possibly can and run the checkup. But I'm a duck and dodge and not go too hard with it so that I get my ass caught when I'm doing the bullshit. I'm always do the right thing so that I'm used to doing the right thing. So when it comes time to do the right thing full time, it ain't no problem for me like it is now. Just doing the right thing. It ain't no problem for me. I ain't no problem living like a fucking sweat. You know what I'm saying? Instead of living the thug life or the street life or, being lit all the fucking time. I ain't no problem with it. Moving right along. So you had that set of things. Drugs, didn't like the atmosphere. Robbing, carried too much weight, too much risk, not enough reward. Got out, went to the military, got out of all that bullshit, went to the military, learned a set of skills that I didn't have. Got out, still applied those set of skills while using the set of skills that I learned in the streets. Kind of got lucky, but didn't. I wouldn't say I got lucky because I mentally thought to myself, I'm not gonna sit here all day, in a trap and just, chill or whatever the case may be, and put myself at risk like that. So I wouldn't say it's luck. It was some luck involved, but whatever the case may be, got out, did all of that, got the air traffic control job in October. Cut down on the hustling so much. I had a time where I was fucking with ecstasy or whatever because it was a party drug and I was doing some little partying and shit. So, I always tried to complement the side hustle with my actual lifestyle, what I was doing. So in Nashville, the scene was a little different. It was weird. Shout out to Tennessee, shout out to Cashville, Tennessee, for all y'all that's out of Tennessee or whatever the case may be. But compared to Chicago, it was weird. I wouldn't call it weird, just period. I would just say compared to what I'm used to, the scene was kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? A lot of X and shit like that. It was the same shit going on in Chicago, but we considered that the weird side of town, like up north and downtown and shit. Niggas on the south side weren't really pill popping like that. Not yet. Not yet. But when I got to Nashville, they was on the pill shit hard. Oxys, lower tabs, Xanax, X. So I got to dabbling with the pills. I had a stint where I actually popped a couple. I never liked to snort coke or no shit like that or try cocaine or crack and shit because that shit scared me. But looking back at it, I should have been more scared of the fucking pills. But I had a short stint with it. I did it to party. I didn't do it because I thought it was cool. I had, was trying to be an addict or no shit or like enjoy it. I just did it because it was a party drug. The girls did it, so I was doing it. It was a party drug. So only did it a couple times, like 3, 4 times or whatever. It wasn't for me. You getting way too high and out of your mind and shit. So I like being in my right state of mind. That's why I stopped smoking weed. Because when I stopped and then I smoked weed again, I learned that it slowed my mentality down way too much to the point where I couldn't process information as fast as I usually could. You know what I mean? Even on alcohol, I could process shit. I may not be able to act or react as fast, but I can process the information faster than I can when I'm smoking weed, depending on how many drinks I have. Now, if I'm scummy, of course, I ain't processing shit because I'm just stupid drunk. You know what I'm saying? But try not to get that way. Try to just have a few drinks and I can still process shit. Man, that bug was big as hell. I don't know if y'all saw that motherfucker. But anyway, so moving right along. Money ain't everything. To get the type of money you need, it don't take much to get your everything. Money ain't everything. You do need money, but it ain't everything. And to get the type of money that you need to get to your everything, it ain't as much money as y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Y'all always think that it's a lot of money, but it ain't. You just need to make enough money to set you up for the regular life where you don't have to stress and worry about all the big problems like bills and health and mental health. As long as you can live and pay your bills and have mental health and physical health, you're gonna be straight out here in these streets. Trust me. Now, at a young age, if you in your 20s, then yeah, by all means, buy all this shit, do all this, hip hop ass shit, enjoy yourself, party, still work hard, but do the party because your body can take it. You can party, you can hustle as hard as you can, you can push yourself to the fucking limit, and you should be pushing yourself to the limit. But always keep in your head, money ain't everything. Don't risk it all for money. I ain't saying don't risk at all. It definitely taking the risk, but balance the risk and reward like I did with everything in life. You know what I'm saying? Money ain't everything. Uh, I'm finally at a point where I'm the most comfortable I've ever been in my life. I ain't saying I'm at the max comfortability or the max point in my life. I'm just at a point where I'm the most comfortable I've ever been in my life. I spend time with my kids when I want to spend time with my kids. My kids don't need anything. I spend time with my girl when I want to spend time with my girl. My girl don't need anything. And I spend time with myself. And I do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't want nothing. I don't need anything. So that's where we at with it. But yeah, it took me some understanding of what truly being happy is. You know, is happiness for you out here being young and fucking a bunch of bitches and partying, kicking it, and wearing a lot of jewelry and clothes and listening to music and pouring liquor all over people and having all the party favors, drugs, weed, whatever, pills, cocaine, whatever the fuck is that? If that's happiness to you, by all means, be happy. I ain't got no problem with that. I don't. What I do have a problem is living outside of the comfort and risking it all for small rewards. For instance, if I was to do a Ponzi scheme where I'm frauding out millions and millions and millions of dollars, and I'm paying attention to what it carries. So when I talk to my lawyer and I actually get booked for this shit, because you're gonna get booked. You gonna have to tap in with the feds or with the police. We're already doing the homework with my lawyers and shit and reading up and knowing what type of time it carries. If it carry enough time that I could do that time, come in and put away enough money where I'm living comfortable for the rest of my life, then yes, I would take that risk. Because the risk does not outweigh the reward. And that's what you got to do. You give away 4 or 5 years in jail of your life, you got to say, well, how much is that 4 or 5 years worth to you? Do you think you're going to make $1 million in a year? 2 million in a year, 100,000 in a year. So if the number 100,000, then you need to be able to at least have 500,000 that you're sitting on when you get out of jail to make that risk and that reward worth it. So that you got 500, you sat down for 5 years, but you never lost $100,000 a year that you set out, the goal you set out for yourself. If you think you're gonna make 1 million in a year legally, then you need to set aside 5 million. So if you have to sit down for 5 years, you get out, you got that 5 million that you had to sit down. You ain't wasting no years with time and money. That's how you got to think with the risks and the rewards and the benefits package. And you still gonna need healthcare and shit like that. So you got to work all of that shit out. Now with trucking, you got to ask yourself, is the risk worth the rewards? If you're older and you're getting in this game and you're going OTR, cool. As long as you got a good way of eating good, having a good workout regimen, being able to get to the gym while you OTR, and do that. You older, if you in your mid-30s to late 40s, and you getting into this game, because I know a lot of cats that's in their mid-30s to late 40s that's getting in this game right now. If that's what you're doing and you want to go OTR, you definitely got to hurry up and do the research. Go on YouTube, figure out how you're going to eat healthy, which way you're going to take that, how you going to work out, okay? How you going to work out, how you going to get to a gym on your 10-hour rest breaks when you in between cities and where you going, and how much money you're going to be making to, to balance all this shit. And is it worth it? If you're not doing that at that age from mid-30s to late 40s, you fucking up because you're going to die soon. You're going to die in that fucking truck. And at that point, truck driving ain't worth it because you're just going to fucking make the money to kill yourself. You're killing yourself in that motherfucker. You're too old to be sitting on your fat ass all goddamn day, not doing no activities, not getting out of the truck, not working out, not eating healthy. You're too old for that shit. So you need to balance it. Now, that's when I talk about the risk and the reward. Money ain't everything, but you do need money to get to your everything, which is mental and physical health and stability. Now, if you're young right now and you OTR, and I've said this shit over and over again, you should be working at getting back to the house. Whether you got a family or you single. Because getting back to the house and getting local and making the same amount or less money or whatever you got to do, but still being comfortable, stacking your money so that you can get back home and be comfortable is everything. Because if you don't get back home and start living a regular life and being able to just go to a grocery store and eat regular shit and work out on a daily basis and tend to your physical health and be able to get to your physician or your doctor or your, pharmacy or whatever to get the medication and take care of yourself overall, you fucking up. And you can't get that at OTR. You cannot do that. So some people would do the shit to their physical and mental health deteriorates. I'm here to tell you, stop that mentality right now. There's ways to go local or regional where you back at the house every day and you still making enough money, if not more than most of these OTR motherfuckers. And you got the mental health, you got the stability, you got the food that you need to eat, the proper, you taking care of yourself, you got the workout facility. And if you have children, especially if you have children, you're spending enough time to rear them and pay attention to them and help them in their life. So that's why I say money ain't everything. Going OTR and chasing the fucking ultimate bag, because it is the biggest bag. Let's not make no mistake. OTR is the biggest bag. So if you have everything lined up where you could just chase money and hustle, do that. Do that shit. You should be doing that. You better be doing that. But for the cats that's at a certain age, you don't have that type of time. You don't have that type of, you're not built like that. You need to be local or regional. And you need to get your ass to the house. You need to be paying attention to your brain and your body, making sure your mental health and your physical health is what's most important. You can't listen to a motherfucker that don't do this or don't do that. I think that's going to bring you happiness just because they don't do drugs or because they don't drink and they live in a healthy lifestyle. You can't do that and think that that's what's going to bring you happiness. What's going to bring you happiness is what makes you happy. So if having a drink here and there makes you happy and makes you feel like, okay, I'm having a good time. I get to do what I want to do. Have a drink. I still work out. I still do this. I still go to a club here and there. Check people out, see what people are wearing and how they dressing, and get, into the latest trends and shit, and kind of just look at the world. You know what I'm saying? Kind of look at the world. If that's what you into and that's what makes you happy mentally, then do that shit. Do it responsibly. Make enough money. Work as hard as you fucking can so you can play hard. If you want to sell drugs and do all this other bullshit to hustle up a couple dollars or whatever, know the package. Know the benefits package. Pay attention to the employees you got to work with, your supervisors, you know what I'm saying? And your customers. Because that's what you got in any work environment. People you work with, your employees, uh, your uh, uh, your coworkers, should I say? Your coworkers, your supervisor, which in this case would probably be your plug, whoever giving you the dope at whatever price they're giving it to you to, and your customer. If you enjoy that shit because you an ignorant ass nigga and you like being around ignorant fucking people, by all means do what you got to do, but don't overdo it where you gonna get locked up. Because now you just did it for nothing. Because while you sitting in that can, you can't make no money. You can't unless you want some drug kingpin shit and you trying to tack onto your money. Because if you get caught doing some kingpin shit from inside of jail, they're gonna bury your ass underneath the jail. So the risk gotta outweigh the reward. I mean, the rewards gotta outweigh the risk. Sorry, the reward gotta outweigh the risk. Like I said, with the Ponzi scheme, you're sitting down for 5 years, and you know your net worth is 100,000 a year. You know for a fact you could touch $100,000 a year legally or whatever, doing whatever you got to do. You need to make sure that when you get out, you got $500,000 sitting down for 5 years. Because your dumb ass, if you got locked up, you should have. If you didn't get locked up, you should have $500,000 worth of fucking income coming in. When you're paying bills and taking care of your family, taking care of you, taking care of business. So that's how you got to think. But don't think that there's an ultimate rule book to happiness. Like you can follow some nigga and he gonna teach you how to be happy with your life. Nah, that ain't how it works. You take a little bit from him, a little bit from him. You take a little bit from the army nigga. You take a little bit from the corporate nigga. You take a little bit from the drug dealer nigga. You take a little bit from this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Take pieces, put it together, and make a you sandwich. You know what I'm saying? He said, Anthony saying, really trouble what? Bags is all that matters. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You ain't lying. I feel you on that. I feel you on that, Trouble. 120K is enough to satisfy me 5 years of dividend investments, and I can retire. Facts. So you got to know these numbers, people. You got to sit down and do the fucking math and see how much does your lifestyle cost. When you young, no, when you 20, I say run it the fuck up. Buy all the bullshit, do all this shit that I did. This shit I bought, niggas talk shit about, may say things about my chains and shit like that, jewelry or glasses, or well, not really the glasses. I bought these not too long ago, but they don't cost that much money and they prescription. Like I need these motherfuckers to see. So it ain't like I'm just out here stunting on the glasses shit. I can't see, nigga, so I need glasses every year. You know what I'm saying? I gotta re-up on glasses. So I just bought some nice glasses, and all glasses cost money, like $400-500. So, you can probably get some $100 glasses, but they're gonna break easy. They shitty glasses. You spend money on glasses, they're gonna give you what you know. I've had these glasses for a couple of years now because I take good care of them and they worth it and the frame's adorable and they look nice and they Kazals, you know what I'm saying? But money ain't fucking everything. But you do need money to get to your everything, which is your mental health and stability, physical health, physical stability. You need happiness. That's the overall goal. Whether you're doing it in a white t-shirt and some fucking basketball shorts, or you're doing it in a three-piece tuxedo with the vest, bow tie, and the works with the wing tips on. If that's what you into, and that's what you need to be mentally happy, then hustle as hard as you can till you get to the standpoint where you're not killing yourself. If you get to a point where you're killing yourself, you may have to reevaluate your goals and your limitations. But while you can hustle as hard as you can. Go get the tuxedo and the wingtips while you can. Because Let's just be honest. When you hit about 50, 60, though, none of that shit matters. You don't care about nothing these young boys is doing. I'm 41, and I'm starting not to give a fuck about what these young boys are doing. What these young bitches are impressing these bitches and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like your mama tried to tell you, your grandma tried to tell you, but you didn't listen. And you shouldn't. You should be working hard and doing everything you can, not doing dumb shit, not doing shit to the point where you fucking up and you risking it all for a little reward. With a little bit of risk here and that, because without risk, there is no true reward. If you do everything on a safe level, you're gonna get safe money. And that, you're not gonna make shit, bro. You're really not. You're not gonna maximize your potential. It takes a little risk, just like with the stock market. Most motherfuckers that hit it hard in the stock market, they have large risk. But it ended up with large reward. Um they could have worked it out, but you know, they did. It could have worked out, but it did. And sometimes it do work out, and now they rich, sitting on a yacht. You know what I mean? Y'all get what I'm saying? Hey, Black John Wick, that's a fact though. That's a fact. That nigga definitely disappointed me, but it's all good, man. We gotta definitely say big up to Tyson Fury. He showed the heart of a champion. He showed the skill of a champion. He came in, he had a game plan, which was to basically lean on Wilder and put his weight down and show him he was the big dog, which he is. He's the bigger guy. And he put that weight on him, and it worked. And he executed his game plan, and it worked out. So kudos to Tyson Fury for a well fought battle. I'm disappointed in Wilder as well. He is my favorite boxer right now, not all time, but right now. And man, we had a good run. Do I think it's all the way over with Wilder? No. But if he don't start jogging and getting his stamina up, he might as well just stop fucking fighting because he gonna run into the same problems. People gonna run him late into the rounds, wait till he tired and piece his ass up like Tyson Fury did. He pieced him up. He had no energy. So Tyson Fury just bing, 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 bing. So but that's it, people. That's it for Cummins Talk. I gave y'all an hour. I just want to come in and tell y'all local ain't the best way to go. It's not. But the best way to go is to hustle as hard as you fucking can and make as much money as you can while it ain't killing you, while you healthy and you young and you could jump in and out of these trucks or whatever the case may be. Make as much as you can over the road, leasing, whether it's leasing, whether it's buying your own truck, but you're going over the road, you're running state to state, you maximizing your bag, getting the maximum amount of money, learning the trade, learning the job as best you can. And then when you want to settle down and chill because you ain't got it in you no more, or you've made enough money where you don't have to do that anymore, and you can settle down and you can walk around with all your fucking jewelry on and a white t-shirt and fucking basketball shorts and a decent looking car, a running car, and go where you want to go, eat what you want to eat, and live how you want to live. Because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Physical and mental health and stability. But if you could get a couple things on the way to that shit, get it. But never fall off never fall off of the mental health and stability part. Always keep that in the back of your mind. Always keep in the back of your mind the risk versus the reward. Sitting in a trap or robbing niggas at gunpoint. Is the risk what a nigga got $1,000 on him? You rob him for $1,000? Bro, like I said, just for brandishing a weapon with a good lawyer, you're still gonna sit down for 5 years for armed robbery on a nigga, whether it's your first offense or not. They're gonna tie all the other charges in there to make sure for brandishing that weapon and taking something from somebody, you're gonna sit down for 5 years, bro. At the least. That's with a good lawyer. Unless you got Johnny Cochran, he might rest in peace. Of course, you can't have Johnny Cochran now because he's dead. But you get what I'm saying, a Johnny Cochran type lawyer. You're gonna sit down, bro. Unless he gonna work some magic, you're gonna sit down for 5 years. And if you couldn't stack up enough money robbing to sustain you when you get out after them 5 years, it looks like you've been robbing for 5 years. You're getting out, you icy, you riding, you comfortable, you eating what you want to eat, your family's being taken care of. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be fucking doing it. And I don't honor robbery anyway. That was another thing I had to say to myself too. Stealing from niggas, that shit just ain't honorable. That ain't even something you want on your resume. You want to earn everything you got. You don't want to rob people. You really don't. If it's something you have to do, it's something you have to do to eat, feed your kids. You got to do it, then you got to do it. But there are situations where you have to do it just once or twice here and there, just to hurry up, get in, get out, and make sure motherfuckers can eat. But really, you shouldn't be putting yourself in a position where you ever have to rob people. And that's just bottom line. Selling drugs is a non-violent crime. People are grown as fuck. They know whether or not they want to smoke that dope or not. So that's on them. They want to smoke the fucking dope. They're gonna smoke it whether you sell it to them or not. Your your main objective is to not do it too much when you get in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about people that sell drugs or do drugs. They all made a mental decision to do that shit. Just like bungee jumping, just like anything else out here, race car driving. You know, you could kill yourself doing all type of shit, playing football. My son, just like I said, hip slipped out of place. He dislocated his hip playing football. You could kill yourself out there doing shit that's legal. So whatever. You want to do some illegal shit, whatever. Drugs is not a violent crime. I don't care about drugs. I don't think nothing bad about people that do drugs or sell drugs. That's your own battle. You got to live your own life, whatever the case may be. You gonna do that? I suggest you don't do it, but if you do it, fuck it. I don't care. That's on you. Um, the military, you'll never be rich as long as you're in the military. You'll never be rich. That's a fact, though. You'll never be rich as long as you're in the army. There are exceptions to the rule, but you will never be rich as long as you're in the army. Odds are, chances are, percentages say you will never be rich as long as you're in the army. But take it for what it's worth. Take those skills, whatever. If you go in early and retire, you get out as a young man at 38, 39, still got a lot of life to live, got a pension, you can use that money and still get rich in your 40s. Or you could go in for a 3, 4, 5 year bid with the army, learn the skills you need, and get out and be rich. So the military is a good thing, but you'll never be rich as long as you're in the military. I got to tell y'all the pros and cons. But money ain't everything. Being rich ain't everything. What's everything is mental health, instability, physical health, instability, and overall just being happy with what you got going on in your life. Taking care of your family. That's the shit that makes you a G. That's gangster. That's real. That's a real nigga. So as long as you're doing that, man, kudos to you. And keep doing it. I salute you. Thank you for checking in on this Cummins Talk podcast about trying. Y'all already know what to do. Y'all want to support. I ask you, if you want to support me in this channel, I absolutely beg of you, and I do mean beg of you, to tell somebody about the platform, come on the platform, participate in the platform, leave comments, hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. That's the thing I beg of you. The Cash App shit that's on you. If you want to do that, thank you. I appreciate it because that's what gets me doing different shit and gets me in a position where I'm extra motivated to get back on this motherfucker. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. The Cash App definitely helps out everything. But what I beg of you, I'm not begging you for Cash App. I'm not begging you to support me monetarily. What I am begging you is to support the content and participate. When I'm in the studio, call in. Let me know how you feel. Leave me comments. Give me talk points and help me out with the content. All right. I don't operate off the show in the chat for the most part. Sometimes I come in because I want my listeners and viewers to know that I hear you, I'm watching you, I see what you got going on. I see that you here. What's up, Cuzzo? I see you checking in. Rashawn. I want y'all to know that I'm paying attention, that I hear y'all. I don't catch everything, but I want y'all to know that I see y'all. You know, like Apocalypse coming in here, Brandon always coming in trolling or just talking shit or just, keeping the conversation going. I appreciate it. That's all I beg of y'all to do. That's it. Trevor coming in with the messy shit. You don't, what do you say? You don't need a gun to rob anyone. All these idiots waving around on Facebook Live. Just speak up and grab it out of their hand. Facts. There's some truth in that. But listen, I ask, like I say, I beg of y'all not to cash out. The Cash App is there for those who do support me. Oh, and big up to everybody that left me a Cash App. Shit, let me pull that shit up. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. I gotta pull it up because a couple people left me a cash app. I don't think I got to shout them out on the last episode when I was in the crib. Um, El Padrino, I did get him a shout out. Um, Go to activity. Boom, boom, boom. And Buso. No, it wasn't Mbuso. It was Miss Montoya. I think Mbuso too. Shout out to Mbuso. Oh, shout out to Phil and Buso. They hit me on the replay gang. Sent the cash up for caught the replay. I think that's what Phil said. It disappeared, so I can't really read the message no more. El Padrino for keeping up the what he say? For keeping up the work on the podcast of Not Trying. Man, love you, bro. I appreciate it. And then Miss Montoya sent the cash app just for the love. She didn't have no comment in there. So I just wanted to get to that to make sure that I give y'all just dudes and a special shout out for y'all. Last time I was on here, y'all showing love. I appreciate that. So yeah, man. With all that being said, I love y'all. Like I say, keep rocking with me. But keep bringing y'all shit, different outlooks, different views, taking y'all different places, and try to bring the camera with me and show y'all something and keep y'all entertained and give y'all something that y'all can participate in and feel a part of. It's been lovely. Love y'all. Finna wash this truck off. Go watch my beds. Podcast of Trying. We out.